Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? As you can see, I had a leftover wing shortage chicken in the freezer, so I decided to go ahead and deep fry that thing. So what you see me doing right now is I'm breaking it down into 8 pieces. I'm sorry I didn't get to show you guys like me cutting off the wings. I completely forgot to record that. You gotta forgive me for that. But cool thing about breaking down your own whole chicken versus buying them like already packaged out in separate pieces is usually it's cheaper for a whole chicken, and so it's much better to just go ahead and buy a whole chicken, cut it down into separate pieces. You'll get 8 pieces out of it, maybe even 10 if you cut the breasts in half, and then you can use that carcass right there for like chicken stock and broth and stuff if you want to make soups and stuff like that later on in the future. And so as you can see right here, I'm laying them all out on the cutting board, 8 pieces, 8 whole pieces. And so that's what you get. So now in a bag, I'm about to put some all-purpose flour. You can use whatever you want to, whatever kind of flour you want to use, but that's the flour that I use, that unbleached flour. So now I'm adding in some parsley, some black pepper, some paprika, some garlic powder, some ground thyme, some, let's see, seasoned salt, and some Creole seasoning. Now feel free to add whatever else you want to add in here, and remember that like seasoning is to taste, so I'm not gonna put no like tablespoon, teaspoon, stuff like that, because everybody different. One thing I do is I season on every level, so I'm gonna season the chicken slightly, and I'm keeping 100,000 with y'all. There was no pepper left in that thing. I was just shaking it. It was no pepper left. But I season the meat before I put it into the flour, so that it's seasoned all the way through. I like my stuff to be seasoned all the way through. I don't like, any lapses in flavor. And so that's how the flour should be coating the chicken, just like that. Nice and coated, no like bald spots and stuff like that. So of course we heating up the deep fryer. We wait till it get heated up, you know what I'm saying? Get nice and heated up. So when we put it into the oil, it actually fries. And so get that dust the flour off before you put it in, because if you don't, you'll have a deep fryer full of flour and full of like shiblets and bits and stuff like that, and it just makes cleanup harder later on. And I really should have cut these breasts in half, to be honest with you, because they was huge. But look at that chicken. Look at that. Nice and golden brown. Golly, every good and perfect gift comes down from the Father. It don't get better than that. Fried chicken is just, I'm gonna tell you about fried chicken. It reminds me of my granny. When I was growing up, my granny used to just fry chicken on the spot. She used to do it in the skillet. She ain't had no deep fryer. She was old school, and I remember she was the first person that ever fried me some chicken, and I was hooked ever since I was a small child. But I love my granny forever for frying me that chicken. And right now today, every time I fry chicken, it reminds me of her. So fried chicken is near and dear to my heart. Not necessarily good for my heart, and not good for your heart either. So let's please not eat fried chicken every single day if you can help it, but very good nonetheless. And you can see how crispy that is. You can see that it's perfectly done. We don't have to cut the chicken open to see if it's bloody. I know what I'm doing. Look at that wing. Wing just screaming at you. Eat me. Fresh with the white tea. You know what I'm saying? Right here, I'm just taking pieces out one by one, putting them on there, letting them drain. Look at the glistening, the smoking. It's giving delectable, delicious, enjoyable, ready to be consumed for my enjoyment.